Okay. We are now doing Thursday's phonics lesson, PL110, special uses of apostrophes. I'm hoping you guys can hear me okay. I have this hooked up to my computer. Battery was running low. Hopefully it's working. If not, I'll just have to redo it. But spiral review, there's actually 2 papers to this one. And for the clownfish. So for this one, you're going to have this worksheet and this little worksheet that goes with it. So this part is going to go with the spiral review. Once in a while, I like to throw in a little cutting and gluing just to kind of mix it up and make it different, a little more fun for them. So it says cut out the contractions on the next paper and glue them on top of their matching words. So we have these 2 words, these sets of words here, okay, and they're going to find the contractions that match them. Now, I've told my kids in the past, a lot of times, we make mistakes, right? It happens. So what I tell them usually is they cut them out first, put them on top, and make sure that they all match. Because if you get to one, let's say that you get them all out, and for could have, you realize the only contraction you have is wheel, then something's wrong. And so sometimes kids, I have tape out for them too. So sometimes I'll put a little piece of tape and then move them around if they need to before they actually glue them. So either way is fine. And you know what? We make mistakes. If they glue them and realize, oh, I really messed up, they can honestly just write them on there. It's okay. My main concern is making sure they know which of these contractions matches these words. Okay. So we have, if you're a kiddo and you're watching this and you need me to read these to you, what I would do is I would pause the tape, or pause the video, cut these out, get them all ready, okay? And then once you're ready, press play, and then I can read these to you and you can glue them. Or just put them on here until you're ready to glue them. So if you are a kiddo and you need to cut these out, go ahead and pause here, cut all of these out, and then press play when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you're ready. Okay, so if you have your words, your contractions cut out, I'm going to read these words here. Okay. And a lot of these, you could probably just eyeball them and figure out, wait a minute, I know exactly which one that is because that's spelled the same, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up here, the cutout words. This is the order that they are in before you cut them out. And then I'm going to have the words here. So if it's helpful, lay the words out so you can see all of these words. And then as I say the words they match, put them on, okay? So we have could've, wheel, she's, I've, were, he'll, there, he's, I'm. Okay, so these words are they are. So a contraction matches they are. We are. We are. I am. I am. He is. He is. Could have. Could have. We will. We will. I have. I have. She is. She is. He will. He will. Excuse me. Okay, now at the bottom, this is a review, okay, from the last lesson. You're going to take these 2 words, make them into a contraction. So has not becomes hasn't, right? Cannot, now obviously it's not 2 words, it's 1 word, but it is made into a contraction. So cannot becomes, and that's the weird one. That's another weird one. So it's actually can't, C-A and apostrophe T. I think I forgot to teach that in the last one, but that's okay. That's why we do these reviews. So in case I miss anything, should not, should not. And what contraction would that be? Okay, now you're going to take these contractions and you're going to split them up into 2 words. And don't forget, you write the first word, no apostrophe, just a space, and then the second word. So don't becomes do not. Okay, won't. Remember, this is that weird one. Won't. Won't. Aren't. Aren't. Okay. Now, on the back, this is kind of a review. It's saying use the words in the word bank to sort them under the correct heading. So on this side are contractions. This side are possessive words, okay? So remember, contractions are 2 words squished together using an apostrophe to replace a letter. So if it's not 2 words squished together with an apostrophe replacing some of the letters, then it can't be a contraction. It's possessive. Possessive means that it's a word, it's a noun that owns something, okay? A person, place, or thing that owns something. It's possessive. It owns it, okay? And it's helpful to first decide, okay, are there 2 words in there? Okay, if they are, would it make sense if I put it in a sentence? Okay, so we'll do the first one together. They've, okay, all right, well, we see an apostrophe, so far it's looking like a contraction. So I see one word, they, and that apostrophe, VE, means have, so they have. Ah, that's a contraction. So I'm going to write they've, okay, They apostrophe VE. I'm just going to copy the word here. It always helps to cross off the word just in case, okay? Now, I put it in a sentence to make sure, would it make sense if it's 2 words squished together? Where does it own something? They've gone to the movies. They have gone to the movies. Okay, that's a contraction. Okay, so let's look at the next word. His. Well, are there 2 words squished together? No. No apostrophe? No. Then it's probably possessive. So if I put in a sentence, he put his work away. Well, we're talking about a guy and he's putting his work. He's owning work that he's putting away. So he possesses it. So that's possessive. I'm. Okay, think to yourself. Are there 2 words squished together? Is there an apostrophe? Then it's probably a contraction. If not, it's possessive, and then I can put in a sentence, I'm on my way home. I am on my way home. Hers. Hers. Well, it could be 2 words squished together, right? Because apostrophe S is, right? But now let's say it. Does that make sense? Her is. Her is going to the store. That doesn't sound right. So that can't be 2 words squished together. So you know what? Probably going to be possessive. She got hers done. And we don't obviously use it that often, but it's going to be possessive. Wheel. Wheel. There. There. Your. Your. It's. Your. And if you notice, this sounds exactly like that, your. But look, they look different. So think about the rules. Were. Could've. She'll. All right. And a lot of times, off the top of my head, I've just kind of glanced at this worksheet today. Off the top of my head, sometimes just to kind of make sure they're paying attention, there might be a box that's blank. And that's as long as they're doing it correctly. If there's a box that's blank, that's correct. I mean, I don't want them to think, there's an empty box, so that word has to go here. I want them to focus on following the rules, not the format of the paper, because I don't want them to get stuck in that kind of routine where, oh, I got to fill in that box, so I got to put a word in here, and it could be wrong. So sometimes it does come out even, and sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay. As long as they're following the rules, the answers are correct. And once in a while, there might be a blank box, and that's okay. All right, so that's Phonics PL110.